I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
There's 5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted as always to be joined by Miss Hannah Rankin herself. Hannah, you said you're in Florida. I want to repeat the question I asked before I pushed record. You're in training camp. You're not enjoying some Universal Studios or the beach. You're actually in training camp in Florida right now.
Yeah, no, I'm out here in training camp. It's always good to get some hot weather training and join Clarissa for the last bit of her camp, get some sparring in with her as well. So yeah, no, it's been really good and good work as always.
Listen, Clarissa Shields, obviously pound for pound, probably up there. If you, Katie Taylor, whichever your preference is. So again, we will talk about your fight with Terri Haper, but that's going to stand you in good stead, sparring somebody like that and bounce on to picking her brains on everything you do in sparring. So that must be good for you ahead of your fight with Terri Haper, I believe.
Absolutely. You know, Clarissa's a fantastic fighter. I'm really excited about her upcoming fight with Savannah Marshall. You know, she's defending all of her world titles. The two of us world champions in training camp together, both working towards defending what's ours. So it's a great place to be and fantastic work as always with her, you know. So yeah, great to get the rounds in.
Well, let's just talk about it. Let's jump straight into it. Terri Haper, like I said to you, it was a fight that came out of left field for me. I never thought I'd ever see that fight happen. Just obviously, it had never been talked about, you and Terri Haper. So when Terri Haper's name got given to you, what was your first reaction?
Well, first of all, I wasn't expecting them to come up to my weight class. You know, for me, I think this is a bad move for Terri. I think she's not big enough to come to 154. But, you know, it's like when we all got offered the fight, I was like, yeah, I'll take the fight. You know, it's on DAZN. It's a global platform. You know, I've got quite a lot of support out here in America. So being on DAZN is fantastic for me, you know. I've boxed on there before. So, yeah, I was like, it's a fantastic fight. I'm on the co-main with Lee Wood against Lara. Big fan of Lee Wood. He's a good mate of mine. So, yeah, no, I'm really excited about it. And I was just like, yeah, absolutely take that fight.
Obviously, you mentioned there that it's a bad move for her moving up to 154, but we have seen somebody, Natasha Jonas, move up to the heavyweight and put on the performance of her life to become world champion. So obviously, you're not going to let that happen to yourself. That's the way you believe. But we have seen girls, again, Natasha Jonas being a prime example, moving up and getting the job done. So it's no easy task for you. You think that Terri has got the skill set to at least give you the fight that you want and give the fans what they want?
Well, for me, you know, Terri's a great fighter. She's coming up from lightweight. She's former world champion herself. But I just believe I'm too big. I'm too strong. You know, I'm coming down to 154. Like, this is my weight division. It's where I belong. I'm a successful world champion defending at this weight. You know, it's going to be her first time coming up to the weight class. And she's in for a shock as far as I'm concerned, because there's walking around near the weight and then there's fighting at that weight. And it's a very, very different ball game, you know. I've been in that situation when I fought Savannah Marshall. You know, I was walking around coming up to 160, but she's coming down to 160, and there's definitely a difference there. I think that's what Terri's going to notice on fight night.
Again, we always that old saying that every good big fighter beats a good little fighter. Is that how you see this fight?
That's how I see this fight going. Yeah, 100%.
Obviously, going on your last fight there in Glasgow, I was at that fight. Obviously, it was a stunning performance on yourself, but the injury towards Ayala, I hope everything's all right with her now. But a stunning performance from yourself, a great stoppage win. Do you believe that you can go in there and get another stoppage against Terri Haper?
That's what I'm intending on doing. Absolutely. I'm just going to build on that last performance I had in Scotland. Obviously, it was an incredible night for me to be headlining at the Hydro, my home city. Like, fantastic night, and I'm just flying high off that performance, you know. Obviously, yeah, it was difficult with the situation with Alejandra afterwards, but I wish her well, and she's well on the way to recovery. You know, the Glasgow medical team did a fantastic job. So, yeah, no, it's just for me to build on that performance, and I think this is like the perfect platform and the big night for me to do that. So, yeah, very, very excited about it.
I did mention Natasha Jonas because obviously for you to become a unified, well, you're unified, but to get undisputed, you're going to have to go through Natasha Jonas. Now, if she wins on, I believe she's fighting on Saturday night, this Saturday, next weekend, next Saturday, she's going to have a close eye. She might even probably be at your fight with Terri Haper. Who knows? So we've spoke about it before in the past. It's probably the fight, when you look at like the fights that have been made with Serrano and Katie Taylor, and now Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields, you and Natasha Jonas is a fight I think the fans want to see. So again, she'll be ringside, and I know you're not taking your eye off Terri Harper, but do you believe that could be a fight that could be made next? You and Natasha Jonas, if both of you win your fights?
Absolutely, like unification of the belts is something that I'm really working towards anyway. She's got a big fight coming up against Patricia Bergold. I've got Terri Haper to get through, but that's definitely a unification fight, like further down the line for the UK. It's an exciting fight for us in the UK anyway. It's 2 UK fighters, both with world titles at that weight. Makes for a very exciting fight. But I've got this one first on Matching with DAZN, and then we'll look to see how we're going to unify those belts, because like you said, it's a fantastic fight and one that both of us want. It'll be very exciting to get it on.
We're looking at Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall going for an undisputed. Is that a goal of yours?
To be undisputed at the weight? Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I think every fighter would love to be undisputed at a weight class, but that's definitely on my list of things I'd love to achieve. To be undisputed at 154 would be an incredible achievement. For me, I'd also like to maybe become a 2-weight world champion, drop down to welterweight. There's opportunities there for me. I've been down at welterweight. I'm a big welterweight, and so that is a possibility as well. So it's just really exciting to be part of the female game at the moment, because there's so much happening, so much moving around, and so much more spotlight on the sport for us. So yeah, it is really exciting, and obviously that is where I'm looking to go. I want to unify that division. I'm
glad you said that the spotlight's on women's boxing, because it seems like there's big names. Maybe 5-6 years ago there was Katie Taylor. There was only a certain amount of big names, but now there seems to be loads of big names everywhere. There's big fights for everyone. If they win this fight, there's a big fight there. There's a big fight there. So you said yourself, it's exciting times, and you must be absolutely over the moon to be a unified world champion in the women's sport, and then obviously looking ahead with all these big names. So, man, you must be on a high.
Absolutely, and it's incredible to see. Like it's sort of been like a meteoric rise, really, since we had the pandemic, and we had some of the women's fights behind closed doors, and that we had a captive audience. So people were forced to watch us, so there's nothing else to see on TV, and actually they realised, women's boxing is bloody great, So it's been really exciting to be part of it, and it's great to be a world champion at this current time, because there's just so much more on the horizon, and you're barely ever seeing a card these days without a female fight on it, So I think people's mindset towards it's changing, and people are excited. But also in the women's game, it's like the best versus the best all the time, because we're not as the pool is not as deep as the guys. So we end up having those big fights all the time, which makes it exciting for people to watch as well. So I'm proud to be part of it for sure.
Good. Now you said, talking about big fights in the women's boxing, you're over there with Clarissa Shields. You've shared the ring with both of them, Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields. I don't know if you can sit on the fence, so if you're going to give me an honest answer here, because you are sparring Clarissa Shields, but what a fight it is. It's going to be a great night of boxing. The hatred between, I don't know if it's hatred, but there is a severe dislike between Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields, and you've got that brash American in Clarissa Shields. You've got that quiet little girl. Not quiet, she's coming out of her shell, but she doesn't do much talking, Savannah Marshall. You've got the slick boxer, and everyone's talking about Savannah's punching power. So there's loads of variables in this fight. How do you see it, Hannah?
Like I said from the very beginning, and people have said, you're biased because you're friends, but I've said it from the very beginning, and I'll say it again. Clarissa Shields wins this one for me. I just think she's the better boxer. She's fantastic with her timing and distance and combination punching. Savannah is a big puncher, so obviously that's why it's an exciting fight. It's puncher versus boxer, and it's going to be like people are going to be on the edge of their seats the whole time around, because when you're in with the puncher, it's one punch can change the whole fight. But for me, I think Carissa's got this one, so I'm excited about it, and the fact that it's headlining an all-female card in the first one is really exciting. The co-main, fantastic fight as well. So I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait, really, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it myself. So, but back to you, Terri Haper. I've been at loads of Terri Haper's fights. She's a quality fighter. She's a dangerous fighter if she gets in her stride. But you say yourself, it's dangerous for her to come up to your division. You believe that you're the bigger fighter, and it's going to stand you in good stead in this fight. What can the fans in Nottingham, what can they expect from Miss Hannah Rankin?
I'm going to put on a show. I'm really excited to be fighting in Nottingham. The arena is incredible, and like the atmosphere there for the last fight with Lee Wood was incredible. So to be part of that show is amazing. I'm going to go in there, do what I do best, and I'm looking for that stoppage. So yeah, I'm really excited for the fans to see it.
Listen, Terri Haper's a great fighter. You're a great fighter. It's going to be a great fight, so I'm looking forward to it. So, Hannah, listen, thank you so much for doing this Fight Feel TV, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy the sunshine because it's not sunny in Scotland, as you well know. So enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy the sunshine in Florida. And listen, I might see you at the end of the month. I might come down to the show. I might cover it. So if I do, I'll see you there. And best of luck.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Cheers. Take care.
Hannah, thank you.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.